Well, hello everyone. You talk about your Cars 3 talk about accounts, and this right here is an activity I went and put together right here of using the pencil, and then as well as I did some illustration and Photoshop work right here. And you see right here talk about accounts. And if anybody will want to where that well, what does it basically mean whenever you create an account, and whenever you, especially for the Disney Pixar movies, and as well as having an online library nowadays with the educational programs that if you're going to be installing, running a particular software or a program, you like if it's Disney.com or something like that, that you're going to have it to where that you're going to be as to create an account. And talking about your Lightning McQueen right here, and nowadays even you're buying a Blu-ray combo pack that you would be asked to you create an account. You sign up to for anything newsletters and updates and anything like that. But we have right here these two characters right here, and I want to talk about accounts. What are accounts? They are basically that if anybody like younger kids that they wonder to word it, what are accounts necessarily? What does it usually mean to be able to have an account and just to be able to manage an account? And if you want to look at it, maybe like a closet. If anybody will want to maybe use like a hall closet, I'm like, use a closet as example, or maybe dresser drawers as example, a place where you how you manage your belongings. If it's going to be about you earn points, it's like basically. And then if you want to look at it, maybe a little bit like a calculator. I'm like. I don't know if a calculator would be a good example of an account, but a way of how you keep the amount of savings. If you want to save up for something, your school supplies or anything like that, if you want to keep those organized as well, and then you would have a. And then I know a lot of people would probably have heard that before, to where if you're going to have an account, then you would have access to a number of things, within 24 hours a day. So it's not like it's just. For 5 hours a day, you have access to this or that. So that's most common, to where we would hear that, to where if you have an account that you would have access to a number of things within certain 24 hours a day. But anyway, if we've heard that before, talk about if we've been asked to, or if you got pen and paper handy. And then, if you get a hold of, if you were notified about what school supplies that you needed to have. And you have right here's the stars right here. But let's just say that if one of them could be notepads. So it's like, notes, notepads. I know back in, notepads. So that a lot of stuff would go electronically. And I don't know if anybody wanted to, where if you were to enroll and sign up to create an account to like Disney.com, and then maybe that they would they would mail you free stuff if it's an iPad reader or something like that, or if you spend a certain amount, or if you can earn points that way online. But the type of definition I'm looking for to talk about accounts is talking about a body. And that's basically how the way I drew these characters right here is to where it's supposed to represent a body. And if anybody will want to where that a body, any source of body that you could maybe think about is to where the type of body, the type of body I'm thinking about is the type of body to where that, including the eyes, the mouth, and then the wheels, about how it steers. And that you have right here's the radio. So you have right here's these characters right here, and you have right here's the key for access. But that key right there is like goes to a safe right here. But if anybody will want, it's like if you all you had to do is just remember to have this key handy, just to be able to have access to, I say, the account, and like talking about username and password. But if we're talking about that, like for a body though. And it's basically that if anybody will want to where that the number one responsibility about having an account, look at it as like a body, to where that you have these different pieces, and then different understandings about 1, 2, 3 and ABC. So these right here could also be sources of information for a username or a password, just for any source of sign-in information. But you have right here is for Mater, and then you have another character right here, Car's character. But talking about for our accounts, and if anybody wanted to read it, quite a few of these accounts that are free, just for sign up with them and just for keeping updated with them, that they would ask for an email address, if we know the basics about how that works, and even sign in using a mobile device, but really about our children, our children who would be like buying school supplies and still have this, which called this Cars tractor carrier right here. Have right here is that with the flashlight right here, but yeah, it's like anybody say if you do school supply shopping and knowing about the things that if you're going to be going out late night hours and think of the things that you could see also, but yeah, between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning that you may hear that to where people are, kids are going to be, especially on the weekends, they're going to be signing in into their accounts, and then they want to do some checking to see what school supplies that they need, and then anything else that they would probably be on their devices looking up. And one of those could be like puzzles. If they want to, there's a few games and puzzles, and any kids will maybe say that if you're going to have, if your parents are going to maybe be, if you're going to have like a little, Kindle or something, like a little e-reading, size towards a tablet reading device around the house, then you're going to probably say that, it's like, that for, if it's supposed to be like a family account, and family account basically means if anybody wanted to where they, to where anybody in the family would have access to it. I really don't know exactly about how that, like a family plan, and I know that I really don't know if they have that with all of the terms of use of service to the online access, including the wireless. But talk about for our accounts, look at it as like a body, and if anybody wanted to word it, what does basically about having an account is to where that you would look at it like a body. I'll go ahead and write this down right here as a body. A body to where that with this body that it gives you access to a variety of tools and accounts, your settings. Have your own a spot to where we can send messages to somebody else. So if you're going to be connected live to somebody else, maybe on Disney.com, and you would be able to write to them, say, hey, how's it going? What's your favorite Disney movie? Or if these characters right here, they could look like just characters right here, but then with Mater right here, that with the picture, but then whenever you actually hear this voice command or so that talks about is to where with Mater that if you talk about with Mater right here, that he would be able to tell you like, oh hey, welcome, thanks for nice to have you back or something like that. So if there's an account that whenever you sign in, it may tell you about the weather reports, and it might tell you about back to school, schedule updates and stuff like that. But mainly about the body though, that with the hair right here's the towing, the other car parts you say talk about for rusty old cars, and then with Mater right here, you have right here's the tires, and to talk about the racetrack. So the stick about is like a body. That an account is like a body to where the number of things that you can do, and if anybody wants this to work, can you order tires online, and can you have the oil changed, or maybe that other things that you can do by mobile also. So we wanted to where that with an account that different ways of how you can describe an account, and one of those would be to where that look at it as a body to where that you have a variety of different parts and pieces to where that for how they connect, and as well as for a number of things that you can do. And if anybody were wanting to where that whenever you sign on, that you basically it's basically like a desk, and like anybody say, if you're going to be looking at a computer screen a lot of times, it's like, what's the difference between that and then looking at a calculator? Back in the 1970s. They could say that that they did not really even have very much of this online or Wi-Fi connection with these calculators. It was like battery. Some of them Some of them were a little bit back, battery operated, but then you would be able to only solve or manage about maybe 5 different math problems with those. But to look at it, an account is like a body. With this body, it's basically is to where that you would be able to use this body to talk to other members who are online and be able to shop and then be able to keep your information safe. So yeah, that it's basically that it gives the person power. And I don't really know, like, if anybody wants to look at it that way, because, if you're going to, at some point, if you run out of money, and then knowing about what else could you be doing online if you ain't got no credits, and then if you used up all the credits and all the points, and as well as, what about free, what about the shipping and handling? So that's just a thing about with online accounts, is that when we look at a body, that I guess really, that if anybody says about the relationship, whenever you meet friends, and then maybe if you tell other people about, hey, subscribe today, join this website, there's an account, create an account today, and you'll be able to save. So really, that how can we do business even though maybe if we have absolutely nothing to do with for what they do, like you say, if you're too young, you're not qualified to get to even work at the place. Like maybe if it's places like Toys R Us, or if it's any other shopping centers or malls or anywhere like that. That just think about as to where an account is like a body to where it gives you that ability to where you can shop and earn points and check the status and reports or anything like that. So really, that if anybody wanted to where that if you have money or if you don't have money, that really that how can we describe having an account? And I look at it like a body, but if anybody wants to look at it, it's like anything that such as to where if you were to write the date down, is to where for August, and if anybody were wanted to where that, a number of things that you see whenever you create an account. And it could also list about the date, whenever you join. But anyway, but talk about for accounts, though, that I'm sure if most of us can remember the first account that maybe we signed up for was maybe for a gift card, and after that, and then maybe if it was, to make, maybe for a credit card, or maybe for, sources of education. So a number of reasons to why we create an account. So you may remember a little bit about how you began, but then, you were just like, okay, now they even announced it to where you can join even by mobile app. If you download the mobile app, and then you'll be able to watch Disney movies from your phone, and then from other devices, other related devices. Give that what you call, I think, there's only 4 stars right there, but if you usually hear like 5 stars. But anyway, but looking at an account is like a body. And what I say with Lightning McQueen, Lightning McQueen will maybe say is to her that ready for the Piston Cup. But other than that, I'm talking about accounts. That 1, 2, 3, and then the ABC. So yeah, that use different puzzle pieces that you put them together right here, and knowing about that for anybody, any kids that they may say that they're too young to say that there are requirements about having an account, but for how we can describe to our children about what's it like having an account. Look at it as a body to where it gives you that ability to where that you can get on there and then anybody who has access to other devices, wireless connection. So nowadays with the networking, nowadays with technology nowadays, that you would have it to where that I really wouldn't know what the age restrictions are nowadays, but at least 15 years old. You must be at least 15 years old, or maybe you must have like what you call like a family plan, just to be able to sign into sites like Disney.com just to watch movies and work on your homework. You'll play games, and like any kids will maybe say that you'll play games, but look at it as like a body to where it gives you that ability to if you want to call it, have your freedom and have your ability to enjoy the sources of entertainment and education purposes, and say pay bills, do your math homework or anything like that. But anyway, thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.